Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue that could reshape the future of several key relationships in Port Charles and set off a chain reaction that affects not only matters of the heart, but the lives of two innocent children. In the wake of a painful and physically devastating journey, Michael Corinthos has returned to the spotlight during the nurses' ball, not as a man broken by trauma, but as someone with a clear emotional purpose. The question now is whether his long absence and quiet reflection have arrived too late, or just in time to save a marriage that many thought was over. After surviving months of grueling recovery at a medical facility in Germany following a near-fatal burn incident, Michael has re-emerged with strength, clarity, and a surprising new perspective on the future. What most expected from him, rage, retaliation, a renewed legal battle for full custody of Wiley and Amelia, has been replaced by something else entirely: forgiveness and reconciliation. At the center of his decision is one person, Willow Tate. During his time in isolation, while his body healed and his support system kept the rest of the world at bay, Michael had plenty of time to think. He replayed his history with Willow over and over, from their early connection to their love story through cancer, the birth of their children, and ultimately the betrayal that shattered it all. He questioned whether it was worth salvaging, whether he could ever look past the pain of her affair with Drew Kane, whether he could ever trust her again. But time has a way of sharpening what matters most. And for Michael, the answer eventually came into focus. He doesn't want to lose his family. Not long after making his public return at the nurses' ball, Michael requested a private conversation with Willow. The moment caused visible anxiety for Willow, who had come to the event hand in hand with Drew. Both Willow and Drew feared Michael's presence might signal a fresh offensive, an attempt to reclaim custody, reopen wounds, or worse, seek revenge. But what unfolded behind closed doors was nothing either of them expected. Michael, calm but direct, told Willow the truth. He no longer wanted a divorce. He admitted he had spent months blaming her, hating her, mourning the marriage they had lost. But in that solitude, he realized that Wiley and Amelia deserved something more than courtrooms and legal teams. They deserved their parents, together. Michael explained that his vision of family had never been more clear. He wanted to stop fighting. He wanted to rebuild, not just for the children, but for himself and for Willow too. Then, without warning, Michael took a step forward and kissed her. The moment was electric and emotionally charged. Willow stood frozen, shocked, speechless. The kiss was brief, but it wasn't a mistake. Michael meant it. It was a symbol of both what they had lost and what he wanted back. For Willow, the experience was overwhelming. She never imagined Michael would forgive her, never thought reconciliation was possible, let alone something he would initiate. In her mind, that chapter had been closed when Drew offered her comfort, support, and eventually love in the wake of Michael's absence. But in that brief kiss, old feelings came rushing back. Willow has built a stable, quiet life with Drew. He's been dependable, protective, and present, especially during her own medical crisis and recovery. They've formed a steady partnership, one that feels safe. But as any viewer knows, safety doesn't always compete with history, passion, and shared trauma. And with Michael now showing emotional vulnerability and hope, Willow finds herself torn between two paths, one that feels emotionally familiar but dangerous, and one that is calm but possibly built on compromise. After their conversation, Willow returns to the ballroom visibly shaken. Drew immediately notices. He tries not to appear panicked, but it's clear he senses a shift. Willow is distant, distracted. She avoids eye contact. When Drew asks if everything is okay, she nods, but her expression betrays her thoughts. Something has changed. Drew, already harboring suspicions about Michael's intentions, grows even more concerned when Willow says she wants to go home early. On the way out, he presses her gently. "What did Michael say to you?" But Willow doesn't answer the question directly. She simply says, "He doesn't want to fight anymore." That, of course, is only part of the truth. Drew is no fool. He senses there's more, much more, that Willow isn't saying. His instincts are rarely wrong, and while he trusts Willow, the silence between them is beginning to widen. The foundation they've built is now under threat, not from anger or betrayal, but from the possibility of unfinished love. Meanwhile, Michael stays behind at the event. Speaking briefly with Carly and Jocelyn, he doesn't say much about what happened with Willow, but Carly picks up on his lighter mood. She knows her son well. Something's shifted, and while she's cautiously optimistic, she's also wary. She's seen what broken love can do to people. She knows this won't be simple. The days following the nurses' ball will see Michael take more steps toward reclaiming not just his family but his sense of identity. He tells Diane Miller he's not pursuing legal action for now. He plans to give Willow time. He hopes she will return to him willingly, not out of guilt or fear, but out of love. Willow, on the other hand, is spiraling. Her heart is pulled in two directions. She remembers the early years with Michael, their shared dreams, his steady hand during her illness, the way he held their children. And now, seeing that same man again, recovered and open to forgiveness, complicates everything. But she also looks at Drew, his loyalty, his honesty, the way he never walked away when things got hard. What complicates matters further is that Willow now knows the damage a custody war can cause. She doesn't want that for Wiley or Amelia. If there's any chance to avoid another fight, she's willing to consider it. But she also knows that returning to Michael isn't just a parenting decision, it's a decision about her entire future. As Drew grows increasingly unsettled, he begins quietly investigating what Michael might be planning. He reaches out to Nina, hoping for some insight, but she has none to give. Nina is preoccupied with her own guilt and lingering tensions with Willow. Meanwhile, Carly stays neutral, supportive of Michael but unwilling to interfere in Willow's process. She encourages him to be patient, and for once, Michael listens. Eventually, Drew will confront Willow directly. The moment will come in their kitchen, late at night when the kids are asleep. He'll ask again, "What did Michael say to you that night?" This time, Willow will hesitate. She'll look at Drew, she'll see the man who's never left her side, and she'll feel the pressure of the truth rising in her throat. What she says next could redefine everything. Next, we will dive deep into the brewing storm in Port Charles as Lulu Spencer's risky decision to confide in Cody Bell about a jaw-dropping suspicion threatens to unravel her world. The secret in question? A long-buried theory that Giovanni Gio Palmieri might be the child Brooklyn Quartermain gave up years ago after a fleeting teenage romance with Dante Falconeri. This explosive revelation, shrouded in whispers and guarded by Lois Cerullo for far too long, has the potential to shatter relationships, ignite new flames, and leave scars that may never heal. As we explore this intricate web of deception, trust, and longing, let's uncover the layers of drama that could redefine Lulu's future and test the bonds of everyone involved. Lulu Spencer finds herself at a perilous crossroads, wrestling with a suspicion so profound it could rewrite history for those closest to her. Instead of turning to Dante, her ex-husband and the man she still harbors deep feelings for, she chooses to share her theory about Gio's parentage with Cody Bell, a trusted yet unexpected ally. This choice, while born from a desperate need for clarity, carries the weight of a ticking time bomb. Lulu's intention is to quietly verify her hunch before burdening Dante with something that might not even be true, but her decision to sidestep him risks fracturing the fragile trust they've been rebuilding. Imagine the quiet moments they've shared recently, late-night conversations over coffee at Kelly's, tentative smiles that hint at a second chance, now teetering on the edge of collapse. If Dante discovers that Lulu confided in someone else first, the sting of betrayal could eclipse any hope of reconciliation. Could this be the misstep that drives an insurmountable wedge between them, or will Lulu find a way to navigate this minefield before the truth explodes? The dynamic between Lulu and Dante has been a slow burn, a dance of nostalgia and unresolved emotions, especially in the wake of Sam McCall's tragic passing. Dante, still grappling with grief, has begun to open his heart again, allowing glimmers of the past to resurface as he reconnects with Lulu. Their shared history, memories of laughter, stolen kisses under the Port Charles skyline, and the pain of their separation has reignited a spark neither can fully ignore. But this secret, cloaked in Lulu's silence, looms like a dark cloud over their tentative reunion. If Dante learns of Gio's possible connection to him through a stray comment at the Metro Court or a slip from someone like Carly Spencer, the sense of exclusion could cut deeper than a knife. He might question whether Lulu ever intended to tell him, or if she was content to play detective behind his back, only revealing the truth if it suited her. This isn't just about a secret, it's about trust, loyalty, and the unspoken promises of their past. Will Lulu's decision to shield him from this bombshell be seen as protection or deception? The stakes couldn't be higher as Dante's fragile faith in their future hangs by a thread. Meanwhile, Cody Bell emerges as more than just a sounding board for Lulu's revelations. He's a potential lifeline in a storm of her own making. Their late-night discussions, often tucked away in quiet corners of the Quartermain stables or over a shared drink at the Floating Rib, have woven a subtle thread of connection between them. Cody, with his rugged charm and empathetic ear, offers Lulu a refuge she might not even realize she's seeking. If Dante's reaction to her secrecy is one of cold rejection, the romantic haze of an upcoming event like the nurse's ball could blur the lines between friendship and something more. Picture this: a dimly lit ballroom, the soft strains of a waltz, and Lulu heartbroken, finding solace in Cody's steady presence as they share a dance. A moment of vulnerability could spiral into a passionate kiss, a fleeting escape from her pain. Yet Cody's loyalty to Dante, compounded by his own complicated family ties to Max Scorpio, might anchor him just out of reach. There's a push and pull here, a magnetic attraction tempered by honor. Will Lulu resist the temptation of Cody's comforting embrace, or will Dante's anger leave her with nowhere else to turn? The ripple effects of Lulu's secret extend far beyond her personal entanglements, threatening to upend the lives of everyone tied to this hidden truth. If Dante overhears the speculation about Gio from an outsider, perhaps a well-meaning but indiscreet remark from Lois Cerullo at a family gathering, or if Lulu's discreet pursuit of a DNA test becomes public knowledge, the fallout could be catastrophic. Dante, blindsided by the possibility of a child he never knew about, might turn to Brooklyn Quartermain, who is equally unaware of Gio's true origins. Their shared shock could rekindle an old bond, pulling Dante further from Lulu's grasp. Add to this the protective wrath of Sonny Corinthos, who has always been a fierce guardian of Dante's heart. Sonny, with his unyielding loyalty and quick temper, might view Lulu's silence as a calculated betrayal, fanning the flames of discord with sharp words at a tense family dinner. Lulu could find herself ostracized, standing alone on the outskirts of a family she once called her own. The vibrant gatherings at the Corinthos compound, once filled with warmth for her, might now feel like a fortress she can no longer enter. Can she mend these broken ties before they fray beyond repair, or will her choice to confide in Cody cost her everything she holds dear? As the drama unfolds, the heart of Port Charles beats with uncertainty, each player in this intricate game of secrets poised on the edge of transformation. Lulu Spencer's decision to trust Cody with her explosive theory about Gio Palmieri's parentage was meant to be a step toward answers, but it has instead set a dangerous chain of events in motion. The potential for heartbreak looms large. Dante's trust could shatter under the weight of her silence, pushing him toward Brooklyn or away from love altogether. Cody, caught between friendship and forbidden attraction, offers a tempting escape that Lulu might not be able to resist. And in the background, the specter of family loyalty, embodied by figures like Sonny and Lois, threatens to turn whispers into a roar that no one can ignore. The question remains, will Lulu's loose lips forever exile her from Dante's heart, or can she claw her way back to redemption before falling into Cody's arms? As the streets of Port Charles hum with anticipation, one thing is certain: the truth once revealed will leave no stone unturned. Next, we will uncover the emotional earthquake trembling beneath Port Charles as Lois Cerullo grapples with a secret so heavy it could crush every relationship she holds dear. For years, Lois has carried the burden of knowing that her daughter, Brooklyn Quartermain, gave up a child for adoption, a child fathered by Dante Falconeri, who remains oblivious to this hidden piece of his past. Now, with the truth inching toward the surface like a volcano ready to erupt, Lois risks losing not just her family's trust, but also her connection to the grandson she's silently watched over, torn between protection and a selfish desire to keep him near. As Lulu Spencer's investigation tightens its grip and whispers of revelation grow louder, we'll explore the devastating consequences that could redefine Lois's place in Port Charles and beyond. Lois Cerullo's heart has been a vault for far too long, locking away a secret that pulses with raw emotion and unspoken pain. The knowledge that Brooklyn gave birth to a child during a fleeting teenage romance with Dante Falconeri, and that neither parent was ever told the full story, has haunted Lois through countless sleepless nights. She's watched from the shadows, her gaze often lingering on Gio Palmieri, the young man she believes to be that very child, adopted away yet never truly out of reach. Her dual role as protector and silent observer has given her a bittersweet comfort, attending family events at the Quartermain mansion where she could steal glances at Gio, knowing she alone held the key to his origins. But this fragile balance is crumbling. The weight of her deception presses harder each day, especially as she sees Brooklyn and Dante move through life unaware of the bond they share with Gio. If this secret spills out, Lois fears not just the loss of her credibility, but the shattering of her daughter's faith in her. Could the quiet moments of pride she felt watching Gio grow up become a source of endless regret, or will she find a way to shield her family from the storm she unwittingly created? Lulu Spencer's dogged pursuit of the truth adds a blistering layer of tension to Lois's already fraught existence. Armed with suspicions that Gio might be Brooklyn and Dante's long-lost son, Lulu has become a relentless detective, piecing together fragments of the past with an intensity that chills Lois to the bone. With Cody Bell acting as her confidant and feeding her snippets of gossip, perhaps overheard during late-night chats at the local diner, Lulu is dangerously close to confirming her theory. Rumors of a covert DNA test, whispered about in the halls of General Hospital, have sent Lois into a tailspin. Imagine the scene at the upcoming nurses' ball amidst glittering gowns and forced smiles. Lulu corners Lois near the punch bowl, her voice low but searing with accusation. A public confrontation could unravel everything, stripping Lois of her carefully curated image as a pillar of strength and exposing her as the keeper of a life-altering lie. In a desperate bid to deflect, Lois might turn to Sonny Corinthos, leveraging his influence during a tense meeting at his penthouse to throw Lulu off the scent. But such maneuvers may only buy her fleeting time. Will Lois's meticulously built house of cards topple under the weight of Lulu's determination, or can she outmaneuver this threat before it's too late? As Lois battles to contain the damage, young Gio Palmieri stands at the precipice of a life-altering revelation that could either enrich or devastate his world. If Lulu's suspicions are proven true through a clandestine DNA test, perhaps arranged quietly through a contact at the hospital, Gio could find himself welcomed into the sprawling embrace of the Quartermaine and Falconeri families. Picture the moment, a tearful introduction at a family gathering in the Quartermaine living room, where Monica Quartermaine offers a warm hug and Sonny Corinthos, ever the protective patriarch, vows to stand by him with a gruff but heartfelt promise. A newfound legacy awaits, complete with the kind of love and belonging Gio might have craved while navigating his uncertain place in Port Charles. Yet this golden opportunity comes laced with poison, the realization that Lois, a figure he trusted, concealed his true identity for years. The betrayal could hit like a tidal wave during a quiet walk through the park, as Gio wrestles with whether to embrace his new family or reject it out of spite for the lies that shaped his life. Will he seize the chance to build bonds with Brooklyn and Dante, or will his anger at Lois's deception drive him to turn his back on the very heritage he's only just discovered? The ultimate blow to Lois, however, may come from the one person she sought to protect above all, her daughter Brooklyn Quartermaine. Unaware that Gio is the child she gave up so long ago, Brooklyn has lived with a quiet ache, a void she could never quite name. When the truth finally breaks, perhaps over a heart-wrenching confrontation at the family's lakeside cabin, with the serene water a stark contrast to the emotional chaos, Brooklyn's grief over lost years with her son could morph into a fiery rage directed at her mother. Lois's decision to remain silent, even as she watched Gio grow up from a distance, attending his recitals or soccer games under the guise of casual family interest, might be an unforgivable sin in Brooklyn's eyes. Dante, too, could feel the sting of betrayal, his trust in Lois shattered during a heated exchange at Kelly's diner, where the clatter of dishes punctuates their bitter words. With Harrison Chase by Brooklyn's side, offering unwavering support as they process this bombshell over late-night talks in their cozy apartment, Lois might face a united front of resentment that leaves her isolated. The Port Charles community is already abuzz with speculation, with locals swapping theories at the coffee shop about whether Brooklyn will sever ties with her mother or unearth a path to forgiveness amidst the pain. Can Lois withstand the storm of her daughter's fury, or will her choice to guard this secret become the wedge that splits their family forever? As the undercurrents of deception and discovery swirl through Port Charles, Lois Cirillo stands at the heart of a maelstrom that threatens to wash away everything she's fought to preserve. Her years of silence about Brooklyn and Dante's child, now believed to be Gio Palmieri, have built a fragile dam that Lulu Spencer's relentless probing is poised to breach. The potential fallout is staggering. Gio's world could be transformed by the gift of family or poisoned by betrayal, while Brooklyn and Dante grapple with a truth that redefines their pasts. Lois, caught in the crosshairs, risks losing the love and respect of those she cherishes most, her protective instincts now a double-edged sword. Will she find a way to weather this tempest before her secrets drown her in regret, or has the time come for the truth to claim its toll? Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital spoilers as we follow every dramatic twist in this saga of hidden truths and broken bonds.